Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and also if you're new, a big welcome. My name is Lakna, and in this channel I love to speak about all things spiritual, especially Vedic astrology related and numerology and tarot. I love to see how all these things blend together and how the energies relate. And I especially love to speak about the energies of the moon cycles. So in this video I'll be speaking about the next coming new moon, which is happening around July 5th or 6th, depending on where you live. And in Vedic astrology, this new moon is happening in the sign of Gemini, in the nakshatra called Punarvasu. And I just want to share, looking into this month of July just sparked this realization that I have known this as I have been doing monthly updates looking at the blend of the tarot and the numerology for the month and how that links in with Vedic astrology. And it's just clicked to me how powerful that is, because there tends to be a massive correlation with the energy of the tarot. So for example, the month of July that we're moving into is the number 15 in numerology. 15 adds up to 6, so in numerology you always add up the numbers and you get to the lowest possible number. So 15 and 6 are major energy influences of July. And in tarot, the number 15 is the Devil card, and the number 6 is the Lovers card. And when you look into the month of July, the first new moon we have is in Gemini, which is the ruler of the Lovers card. And then at the end of the month, we have the full moon in Capricorn, which is the ruler of the Devil card in tarot. So you can't tell me that Vedic astrology is not legit. Like, everything is important. Even, like, I'm not saying that Western astrology is wrong at all. Like, I think that all forms of astrology have different sort of knowledge and wisdom to share with us. But I just think that just seeing that, like, this tends to happen each month. The numerology of the month links to the tarot, which links to the new moon and the full moon cycle. And it's just a reminder that everything is connected in this universe that we live in. Like, we are all connected. And yeah, this is partly some of the energy that we are moving into with this new moon. This new moon in Punarvasu, the deity is the mother goddess Aditi. She reminds us that everything is connected, because the mother goddess Aditi is boundless and infinite and really is connected to everything. There is her 8 sons who are different parts of our nature and the forces of nature and how they work. And it's just so interesting to think about this goddess that is connected to literally everything, and she has created everything. She's connected to the sky, to the space, to earth. She has the ability to plant and harvest seeds from the ground and just like give them room to grow. So she tends to the ground and nurtures the seeds that she has planted. And this is something to really think about with the new moon, because the new moon is a time for us to plant our new seeds, to set intentions for what we want to grow and manifest. But also, in order for our seeds to grow, for our intentions to flourish, and for us to grow as individuals, we really need to water and nourish and nurture our goals and our plans and our dreams. And that includes like nourishing and caring for ourselves on a mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, you know, on all levels. We need to take care of ourselves and also take care of our dreams and our goals and our ambitions as well. With these moon cycles, it's really helpful to look into the previous moon cycle to see how they connect, because like I mentioned before, everything is connected. And when we look at the full moon that we just experienced, and we are still experiencing these energies, this is still the cycle that we are going through before we get to the new moon, is clearing out this energy of Mula Nakshatra, this nakshatra that wants to destroy all that isn't serving our highest good. Destruction is not a negative thing if you think about life in the way that everything is happening for us, not to us. So when things get chaotic or things become like really, like you start losing things, or like, you know, something happens to you, you get unwell, like things turn into this chaos, that is happening for you. There is something there for you to learn, to grow, to gain deeper wisdom, to tap back more into yourself, to be able to see more clearly, to hold more light, to have more understanding of the truth of your life, and to, you know, take off the rose-colored glasses sometimes. Sometimes it's to peel back these barriers that we have shielding us, shielding our hearts from love, like baggage that we are carrying and holding on to that is weighing us down. It's destroying all of these things. So, and that can also feel heavy and confronting because it's not familiar, it's new, and it is intense, and it's very transformative. So this is what we're going through now. Good news, or more lighter news, is that we do have this new moon in Punarvasu coming up very soon, and this star is known to be the return of the light, or the renewal. And this star tends to, like, if you look at it in the nakshatra wheel, it actually is after Ardra nakshatra. Ardra is a similar energy to Mula, that destructive force. It is kind of seen like a thunderstorm, and the Punarvasu nakshatra is the clarity that comes after that, and the light and the renewal and the sense of purification that happens to you after you go through something intense, intensely powerful and transformative. You become renewed. There is this saying that I really love to share with people who have Punarvasu in their charts when I do my Vedic chart readings, and I want to share it with you all because we are all going to be experiencing the energies of Punarvasu, and we have the opportunity to tap into these energies very soon. So it's to do with the re words. So this star gives us the ability to go back, to repeat, to reflect, and then release. And through that, we then become renewed, recharged, restored with our energy, mind, body, and spirit. And then we're able to reclaim our power, reclaim our light, reclaim our strength. And yeah, it just is a star that really teaches us that repetition and practice really do lead to success, and they create these, it creates consistency, and consistency is everything if you want to achieve anything in your life. And even to grow, just to grow spiritually as a person, you do need to go back and you need to reflect. And we do have Saturn going retrograde at the end of June, and that will be just before this new moon. So Saturn retrograde for the next 5.5 months, we are going back we are returning back. We're actually returning back. What's coming to me is we're returning back to our roots, which makes sense because we just did have the full moon in Mula Nakshatra, which is connected to our roots. So we are returning back to our roots. We're returning back to our past to really clear out karma in our life and to really make sure we are aligned with reality. Saturn is all about reality and like real, like what is real, really important. What is real and what is really truly important, and what is the truth of our life and what is truly aligned with our heart and our soul. So this is the energy that we are going back to reflect and revise and re-examine, and the new moon is a really powerful time to do that, to take the time to go within, to meditate, to journal, to just write out all the thoughts that come through. It is a powerful time to set intentions if that is something you feel inspired to do, because these intentions will really direct the course of this chapter that you begin, that you're starting. They are like the seeds that Mother Aditi is like nourishing and nurturing. That is what is going to grow, is based upon the intentions and the focus that you place on the day of the new moon. And another thing, one of the symbols of Punarvasu is the quiver of arrows. And if you think about like a bow and an arrow, when you shoot it back, and like the further that you can pull back, the like more distance that the arrow is going to be shot ahead. So it's like it is a symbol and a message of the energies of the stars. When you go back, you return, you reflect, you revise, you go back in time a little bit. Or it could be seen as you know, taking a few steps back to pause, to slow down so that you aren't burnt out. It could be seen as you just literally just taking a break to regather your thoughts and your mindset about what is going on with your life. When you do that, you can recharge your batteries, and when you do then move ahead, you're moving ahead so much faster and further, because you know, the further back you pull that arrow, you're also giving yourself the time to really focus your direction on your goal. So the sharpness and the clarity of your life and your vision becomes clearer when you take the time to slow down and be present and be still. So there's a lot of messages there with the bow and the arrow to think about. There's also like the symbol is actually like a lot of like a quiver of arrows. It's not just one. So that is another message that it's not going to happen like instantly when you just pull the bow and arrow. Like that's it, like you've accomplished like destination complete. Like life is about making mistakes, it's about repeating and redoing and relearning. And it's like when you think about when you reread a book, you gain so much more the second time around when you reread a book. Like sometimes you hear things that you didn't, and you hear things and you feel things from that book that you didn't experience at all the first time you read it. That's because your level of consciousness has evolved from the last time you read it. Maybe you're more focused this time as well, and you're more tapped into specific messages that you need to hear in that moment when you're rereading your book. So this new moon is the chance for us to like go back and like really like reread chapters in the storybook of our life, and really like you know, re-examine and reflect on these things and see what comes up for us, because we are all growing and evolving. And yeah, that is a very powerful and positive and beautiful thing. And this star is very pure and filled with so much love and light. When I was meditating about the new moon, I was meditating about the energies of the full moon, and what I saw was the energies of Punarvasu coming through. So what I saw was like if we think about ourselves as a tree, this is how I saw myself, is as a tree, like very mula, like the roots, we're this strong stable tree, and we've got these deep roots that are like really deep beneath the surface of the earth, like no one can see them. And imagine you're a very big tall tree, and now imagine there's this star in the sky, Punarvasu, and it is shining its light, which is so strong, it's like a laser beam that is just like going through the earth down to the roots of your tree. And there are these roots that are just like stuck, and they're stuck, there's like a rock in the way, there's like this really hard sort of ground that it can't really grow any deeper, and it's preventing you from growing, because like if your roots aren't strong and stable, they're like there's barriers in the way that affects the growth of the tree, the growth of you. So I just saw this beam of light just like really just shining a light on these rocks, and they just sort of like melted away, and the roots of the tree just like became more comfortable, and they just like sank deeper into the earth. And that is the power of this star, is to help us return to our roots and renew our roots. And this is because of the mula energies that we previously experienced, the energy of Punarvasu and its light is bringing light to our roots. And this is the stuff that we will be going back in time to re-examine and reflect on, is to do with our history on such a deep level. And some other themes as well that are specifically going to come up for us in this new chapter is themes to do with Gemini and Mercury. So these themes are to do with like social media, to do with the internet, to do with communicating, connecting, like writing, speaking, yeah, friendships as well, like technology, short distance travel. These themes might sound just really like simple, but they have a significant impact on our lives. It is a complete house in the zodiac system, so it is a massive section of the life that we live, and these themes are going to come up for us to renew ourselves. These are areas of our life where we can really expand and grow and renew and really bring more light into our life. Mercury is the ruler of Gemini, and Jupiter is the ruler of Punarvasu. Jupiter is also the ruler of Sagittarius, which is the sign that is on the same spectrum of the zodiac wheel of Gemini, just opposing forces. And we did just have the full moon in Sagittarius, so these opposing forces are blending together in this star of Punarvasu in Gemini. So it is the time for us to really merge and alchemize the teachings of these two planets, Jupiter and Mercury. And what I hear now is that you learn that the teacher learns just as much from the student as the student does from the teacher. You can see Jupiter as the wise guru, the teacher, the spiritual, philosophical, expansive, deeply wise and expansive planet. Mercury can be seen as a student. Mercury can be seen as more of an intellectual knowledge that we have, and so here is where we can gain a lot of deep intellectual wisdom. And so think about the Mercurian ways that we gain wisdom and like knowledge. We gain like data, we like, you know, on social media, like there's so much information out there. We just like gather all of it and absorb and consume so much into our mental brains, and Jupiter allows us to discern what is truth and what is really connected to truth really, and what is real knowledge and real wisdom. And yeah, this is just a powerful time for that as well, and just thinking about how those two energies, what we can learn from each planet and what each planet can teach each other. Another thing I think about with Sagittarius and Gemini is, with Gemini, literally Gemini, the tarot card is the Lover's card. So Gemini is about communication, but also about connection with other people and how we connect. And Sagittarius is more focused on the broader picture of life and the deeper truths, and the explorers. They're very independent, and so there needs to be a balance there of this. Maybe this is a theme of this month of with this new moon, is really balancing out that need for deeper truth, for finding ourselves and doing all the things we want to do, and being independent but also being connected to others, and really having fun, and really thriving in our relationships and friendships with others, but yeah, also having a balance with the things that are important, just independently to us. A massive theme with Gemini energy is communication. So this new moon is a powerful time for us to reflect on the way that we communicate within, internally to ourselves, and also how we communicate with others. But they are both connected. Everything is connected and related. So yeah, the way that you speak to yourself will somehow, in some shape or form, come out externally, and you will attract that energy to you. Words are spells, and they are the intentions we create consciously or unconsciously, which is why meditation is so important, to really listen to what we are telling ourselves and what we are focusing upon and bringing to life and creating and like nourishing in our garden. Like, are we nourishing like weeds that are like sucking away all of the nutrients of these beautiful flowers that are trying to grow, and these trees that are trying to grow? Are we like putting rocks in the way of those things? Is that what we're focusing on and growing? Like, yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. So that was a really bad analogy, but you know, I'm sure that you know what I mean. I am going to end this video here before I keep rambling anymore. I feel like I could speak about astrology things. I could just speak for ages and ages about the energies of these stars, but I don't want my videos to be too long, so I'm going to stop it here. But I hope that this video inspires you for this next new moon. It is a beautiful ray of light that we are going to experience, and it's going to be fun. Like, hang out with your friends, like do something social, connect, but also balance that out with the time that you need for yourself to reflect and meditate and have a little sacred ritual for yourself as well. and think about those themes to do with Gemini and Mercury and how you can reflect on those areas in your life. So that was, I mentioned it before, but that things to do with connections and friendships and communication, social media, internet, technology, long distance travel, all the third house things. This is the area for us to really look into this month, and also at the time of this new moon, to just reflect on. And these are some themes to do with these areas will start to arise for us to reflect and revise and really relearn and evolve some part of ourselves. And that is super exciting because these are some really fun areas in our life. So I hope that you all have a really beautiful new moon and a beautiful month, and I will see you all in my next video.